students, now we are taking the next set of values which are called as foundational values for civil services. Okay, we have just now studied basic human values. Now we are moving into our professional domain and we are talking about foundational values for civil service. When you will clear your UPSC examination, you will become part of government, you will become part of bureaucracy, and the main objective of government is to serve public, to serve the citizens. So you will obviously become a civil servant. And here if I use word profession instead of civil service, then the meaning remains same, that is foundational values for profession. So in any engineering profession or technical profession, these values remain same. Okay, so if you are a doctor or you are an engineer, then you can directly say that these 5 values that we will study are the basic values that one must follow. Okay, now what are these 5 values? We will discuss them one by one. So the first value is objectivity, the second one is integrity, the third one is impartiality, the fourth one dedication, and the fifth one empathy. These 5 are the basic professional values or foundational values for civil services. Okay, now we will study them one by one. The first one is objectivity. Now what is mean by objectivity? So it means looking at things as they are, looking at things as they are. Now this statement will become clear when I will read the second statement. If we compare objectivity with subjectivity, so what is subjectivity? Subjectivity means looking at things as we are, looking at things as we are. Okay, so now we will be able to understand this, that objectivity refers to the factual component, that is looking at any problem or situation or person or community or society objectively, that is on the basis of facts. And subjectivity implies looking at things on the basis of your emotions. Okay, that as you are, so you are saying this thing in the other. Okay, so this is what objectivity. So what ethics is saying is that you must be objective in your decisions when you are a civil servant or when you are a profession. Okay, when you are a professional. So you must note that this is a very important trait for any civil servant or any engineering professional. There will be n number of cases in your profession when you will encounter such things. Okay, so let's say there is some technology, you are dealing with some technology, and instead of taking decision on technology objectively, what you are observing is you are observing on the other aspects of this, that is you are thinking about all the negatives of this. Why you are thinking? Because in your previous years of your life you must have encountered some negative feelings about that. Okay, so you will observe the technology from the negative viewpoint only. There could be some other person who will observe that technology or that situation from positive viewpoint only. Okay, because his or her emotions are positive towards that thing. But as an objective engineer, as an objective civil servant, you will only focus on facts. You will just inspect what are the positives and you will also focus on what are the negatives. And by observing both these things, then you will decide what we should do or we should not do. So this is what objectivity is. Okay, now there are various factors that can infuse subjectivity. Obviously we have now understood that a civil servant should be objective, not subjective. So there are some factors which infuse subjectivity in your decisions. So you must always avoid these factors. And what are these factors? We will study. The first one is stereotype. What is meant by stereotype? It refers to generalization of a view that is prevalent about a person, situation, community, etc. Okay, so generalizing of view. This is called as stereotype. So let's say you are posted in a remote area or a new area which is new to you. You don't know anything about that, and you heard some things about a particular community residing in that area. You have heard about them, and what you have heard, that some negative things. So automatically what you will do, you will develop some negative feeling about that community, even you have not directly been encountered by them. Okay, you have not meet that community, even though you have developed some negative emotion. Why? Because you have developed some general point of view which is already prevalent in the surrounding. Okay, this is called as stereotype. So you must avoid this. The second factor, all the factors are related to each other. The second factor is halo effect. What it means? It means that it implies judging a person by any one particular trait. Okay, so you have met some person, and let's say example that there is some junior, he is a junior engineer, and he always comes late in the office. He is not punctual. So this is one trait of that junior engineer, that he is not punctual. Now what subjectivity you can develop? You can develop that you will think that that person is a lazy person, he is not a dedicated person. Why? Because you have seen just one aspect of him, that is he is always late. So here what is happening, you are judging a person only by one trait, only by one negative trait. You are concluding that that person is a negative person. Okay, so you must also avoid such things, that is you must avoid this halo effect. Okay, similar to halo effect is primary effect. What it means? It implies first impression determining subsequent impressions about a person or community or situation. Oh, you will be able to easily understand this. First impression is the last impression, like that thing is happening in this third factor. That is, you came to know about some person, but it was only the first impression. Okay, you have not properly understood that situation or that person or a community, and you are deciding about, concluding about that situation. So this is also one must avoid. Okay, our only first impression should not become the actual impression about that situation or a problem. Okay, and the fourth one is seeing oneself into others. What it implies? That there is a tendency to put oneself into others. It will become clear when we will take the next statement. That is, a person may think that everyone around is just as he or she is. Okay, so what it implies, that let's say the person, I am being the professional, I am being the civil servant, for the time being I have become very negative person. So what will happen? I will perceive everything around me to be negative. Okay, so this is what called as seeing oneself into others. There can be another example that I can take here. Let's say for example, if a person is workaholic, if I am a workaholic person, then I will expect everyone to devote more than mandated time in job, disregarding work-life balance. So suppose that I am a senior engineer in my department, and I'm very workaholic. I come very early, I go very late, and I just focus on my job. Okay, I am very, I can say, alone person who just focus on the job. So what will happen? I will expect everyone in my office to do like that. Okay, so but this type of my expectation would be wrong. I am disregarding the work-life balance of other people in my office. So this is called as seeing oneself into others. So one must also avoid this thing. Okay, so all these things, all these factors infuse subjectivity. So when we will avoid these factors, automatically our decisions, our actions will become objective, which is the foundational value in civil services, that is in our engineering profession. Okay, now we'll take other values.